Think your automatic car is foolproof? One wrong move could ruin your transmission. Automatic cars may feel foolproof, but a few common habits can quietly wreck your transmission. From shifting while rolling to skipping warm-ups, these mistakes cost drivers thousands every year. Avoid these slip-ups now, or risk a repair bill you'll never forget. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it, because these tips might save you or a friend thousands in repair costs. Let's jump into mistake number 1, the automatic habit that could destroy your transmission. Automatic cars are easy to drive, but that simplicity often leads to careless habits that do real damage. One of the worst, shifting from drive to reverse, or vice versa, while the car is still moving. It might seem harmless when you're in a rush or making a quick maneuver, but doing this slams your transmission with stress it wasn't built to handle. Over time, this can wear down internal components, leading to rough shifting, lag, or total failure. Therefore, always come to a complete stop before changing gears, even if you're just backing out of a parking spot. Your transmission is one of the most expensive parts of your vehicle. A simple pause now can save you $2,000 to $4,000 later. Automatic doesn't mean invincible, and driving smart is the only way to make sure your transmission goes the distance. Moving on to mistake number 2, the fuel-saving myth that's actually hurting your car. Many drivers think coasting in neutral, especially downhill, is a smart way to save gas, but in modern vehicles, it does the opposite and creates more problems than you might expect. First, today's engines cut off fuel automatically when you're slowing down in gear. Coasting in neutral keeps the engine idling, still burning fuel, so you're not saving anything. In fact, you're using more. Second, it reduces control. If you're not in gear, you can't accelerate quickly in an emergency. That split second matters. Third, it puts unnecessary stress on your drivetrain when you shift back into drive while still moving. Plus, your brakes have to work harder since the engine isn't helping slow you down. Therefore, keep your car in gear when going downhill. It's safer, more efficient, and helps your car last longer without burning through your brakes or transmission. Moving on to mistake number 3, why driving through deep water could destroy your transmission without warning. Driving through deep water might feel safe if your car keeps moving, but beneath the surface, serious damage could be starting. Most automatic transmissions have vents to release internal pressure, and if water reaches them, it can seep in and contaminate your transmission fluid. If you're in a regular car, not a raised 4-wheel drive, those vents usually sit low, making water intrusion far more likely. Once water mixes with transmission fluid, it forms a milky sludge that breaks down the glue in your clutch packs. Even if you drain the fluid afterward, the internal damage may already be done. Therefore, if there's any risk of water reaching your transmission, avoid the crossing altogether. If you wouldn't drive through it barefoot, don't drive through it in your car. Water and transmissions do not mix, and ignoring that could leave you with a $3,000 repair and a car stuck in neutral. On to mistake number 4, the everyday habit that's slowly overheating your transmission. It seems harmless to leave your car in drive while waiting at a stoplight, but this common habit can cause more harm than you think. If your car stays in drive while stopped, the torquey converter keeps spinning, generating friction and heat. On hot days, transmission fluid temperatures can spike by 50 degrees Fahrenheit in just a few minutes, stressing internal components and accelerating wear. If you shift to neutral instead, it reduces the load on the transmission and allows fluid to circulate more freely, easing heat buildup. Therefore, when you're stopped for more than a few seconds, especially in traffic or warm weather, shifting to neutral is a smart move that helps protect your transmission in the long run. It may seem like a small change, but over time, it could prevent major overheating issues and save you from expensive repairs down the road. Moving on to mistake number 5, the winter habit that's slowly freezing your transmission's lifespan. Most people let their engine warm up on cold mornings, but completely ignore their transmission. If your car sits overnight in freezing temps, the hydraulic fluid inside thickens. Unlike engine oil, this fluid controls your gear shifts. When it's cold and sluggish, your transmission struggles, leading to delayed shifting, jerky movements, and added internal stress. You may think it's fine to drive right away, but forcing cold fluid through the system puts pressure on delicate parts like clutch packs and solenoids. Therefore, the smart move is to let your car idle for 30 to 60 seconds before driving, especially in winter. This gives the fluid time to warm up and circulate smoothly. If you skip this step, you're quietly reducing your transmission's lifespan without even realizing it. It takes just a minute, but it could save you thousands in repairs. Warm it up, drive smarter, and protect your transmission every winter morning. Let's move on to a habit that seems harmless, but quietly contributes to long-term transmission damage. Mistake number 6. Why resting your hand on the gear lever is more harmful than you think. If you regularly rest your hand on the gear selector while driving, you're applying pressure to delicate internal components like the shift forks. These parts are engineered for brief, intentional movement, not constant load. It may feel minor, but that small, repeated stress can lead to premature wear, misalignment, and shifting issues over time. Therefore, unless you're actively changing gears, your hand shouldn't be on the shifter. Keep both hands on the steering wheel, not just for safety, but to protect one of your car's most expensive systems. If corrected early, this simple change can help preserve transmission health and avoid costly repairs down the road. Automatic cars are built for comfort, but that doesn't mean they're immune to wear. Build smart habits. Your transmission depends on it. Let's move to a mistake many drivers make simply out of habit: ignoring dashboard warning lights. Mistake number 7. Why ignoring dashboard warning lights can lead to serious and expensive trouble. If your car seems to be running fine, it's tempting to dismiss a warning light as unimportant, but doing so could cost you far more than you expect. If the transmission temperature light appears, your transmission may be overheating, and continued driving could cause irreversible internal damage. If the oil pressure warning comes on, your engine may not be getting proper lubrication, leading to rapid wear or even failure. And if the battery light stays lit, it might mean your alternator or charging system is failing, which could leave you stranded. Therefore, don't ignore these alerts. They're not just minor glitches, they're your vehicle's first line of defense against major problems. Addressing warning lights early is one of the simplest ways to prevent complex, expensive repairs later. Let's move on to a mistake many drivers don't even realize they're making: shutting off the engine before shifting into park. Mistake number 8. Turning off your car before it's in park. A simple slip that can lead to bigger problems. Let's move on to a mistake many drivers don't even realize they're making: shutting off the engine before shifting into park. It may seem like no big deal, but doing this repeatedly can create unnecessary strain on your vehicle's transmission system. If you turn off the car while it's still in drive or neutral, you're interrupting the connection between the torque converter and the input shaft, both critical components for smooth operation. While most newer cars have safety systems that prevent key removal unless the car is in park, not all do, and habits still matter. Therefore, always ensure your gear lever is firmly in park before powering down. It maintains internal alignment and reduces wear on transmission components over time. This 1-second habit protects your transmission's health and helps avoid headaches that can cost far more than a moment of attention. Ready for mistake number 9? Let's go. Let's talk about a habit that feels thrilling, but quietly wears down your car over time: hard acceleration from a stop. Mistake number 9. Hard acceleration, the habit that feels fun but costs you big on. Let's be honest, launching your car off the line feels powerful. That instant surge? Addictive. But if you make hard acceleration a habit, your car pays the price. If you're regularly flooring it from a stop, you're sending shockwaves through your engine mounts, transmission, and suspension bushings. It may not show right away, but over time, this stress leads to wear, misalignment, and expensive repairs. Plus, hard launches guzzle fuel much faster than smooth, steady driving. Mistake number 10. Forcing park before a full stop. You're playing with fire. If you do this, you're relying on the parking pawl, a small but vital metal lever to stop a moving vehicle. That's not its job. The pawl is designed to lock the car in place only after it's fully stopped, but when used incorrectly, it grinds against the output shaft and wears down quickly. In some cases, it can even snap, damaging the locking pin and rendering your park gear useless. Therefore, always come to a complete stop before engaging park. If you hear grinding when shifting, that's your warning sign. You're already risking major failure. It takes just 1 second to do it right, but skipping that second could lead to hundreds or thousands in transmission repairs. Moving on to one mistake that silently kills your car. Mistake number 11, neglecting transmission fluid changes. If you think transmission fluid lasts forever, think again. Some say it's lifetime. But if you never change it, your transmission could be heading toward an expensive breakdown. If you want your car to shift smoothly and last longer, change the fluid every 50,000 miles. But how can you tell it's time? Look at the fluid. It should be bright red and nearly odorless. If it's brown or smells burnt, you've already waited too long. Transmission gears move fast and hard. Without clean fluid, friction builds up, heat increases, and parts wear down quickly. Transmission fluid acts like a cushion between metal components. But if it gets dirty or runs low, that cushion disappears. And so does your smooth ride. Therefore, maintaining fresh transmission fluid isn't optional. It's essential. If you skip it, don't be surprised when your car skips gears permanently. Now, let's talk about a habit that could send your car rolling away. Literally. Mistake number 12, never put your car in park. Without using the handbrake, you might think putting your car in park is enough, but here's the truth. That little click you hear, that's a tiny metal pin called the parking pawl, and it's not nearly as strong as you think. If you skip the handbrake, especially on a hill or in heavy wind, you're relying on that small pin to hold thousands of pounds in place. Scary, right? It may not fail the first or second time, but with repetition, it wears down. Engine bushings weaken. One day the pin snaps, and your car starts rolling. Therefore, always pull the handbrake. It's a 5-second habit that could save your transmission, your car, or someone's life. If you wait for a disaster to start using it, you'll wish you'd listened sooner. Simple move, massive consequences. Let's shift gears, literally, and talk about a habit that wears your engine down while you sit still. Mistake number 13, idling the car in drive for too long. It might seem harmless, just sitting in traffic or waiting in a drive-thru with your foot on the brake. But if you let your car idle and drive for long periods, you're slowly stressing your engine. Modern cars can usually handle a bit of idling thanks to electric fans and smart cooling systems. However, if your engine runs for too long without movement, the heat builds and oil begins to thin, especially in diesel engines. That's when ring wash happens. Fuel doesn't fully burn and seeps into the oil. Petrol engines aren't immune either. Oil dilution is real, and it weakens protection where you need it most. Therefore, if you're sitting for more than a minute or two, turn the engine off. Restarting uses less fuel than you think, and a whole lot less than replacing damaged engine parts. A quiet engine now saves loud regrets later. Now, here's a shift that could cost you thousands. Literally, mistake number 14, shifting from drive to reverse. While the car's still moving, you're in a hurry, trying to back up or move forward quickly. But if you shift gears without coming to a complete stop, you're setting your transmission up for disaster. Older cars aren't forgiving. If you move from drive to reverse, or vice versa, while the car is still rolling, you're forcing metal parts to fight each other. And that strain can lead to repairs costing over $3,000. Newer vehicles are smarter. Most won't even let the transmission engage unless you're fully stopped. That's great engineering, but it doesn't mean you should test the limits. Therefore, always pause completely before shifting directions. That split second of patience can save your transmission and your wallet. If you treat your gears gently, your car will return the favor with a longer life. Now picture this, you're stuck in snow, your tires spinning, and your instincts screaming, floor it. 15. The brutal mistake of not being gentle in the snow. You're frustrated, cold, and in a rush. But if you slam the gas and let those wheels spin, you're not getting out, you're digging deeper. Worse, you're frying your transmission. Spinning tires create heat, and heat is your transmission's silent killer. If you're stuck, don't fight, finesse. Gently ease into reverse, then forward. Rock the car, don't wring its neck. Still can't move? Lay down cat litter, sand, or even old carpet scraps for instant traction. Got front wheel drive? Focus on the front tires. Rear wheel, help the back. Driving an SUV or truck, switch to low range. It gives you power without punishment. Therefore, the snow isn't your enemy, your impatience is. If you stay calm and work with your car, not against it, you'll be free faster. And without a $4,000 repair bill, sometimes the gentlest touch is the strongest move. And now, to wrap things up, here's one final tip that most drivers overlook, yet it can quietly extend your car's life. Bonus tip, avoid parking in direct sunlight. It might seem harmless to leave your car in the sun during errands, but if it becomes a habit, the damage adds up quietly. Sunlight doesn't just heat your cabin, it bakes everything under the hood, drying out seals and breaking down transmission fluid. The result? Sluggish shifting and costly wear. If you park in the shade or use a sunshade, you instantly reduce that risk. And it's not just your transmission. UV rays fade paint, cloud headlights, and cracked tires. Therefore, protect protect your car from the sun. It's a small step that saves big money and preserves your ride long term. Taking care of your transmission isn't complicated, it just takes awareness, a few smart habits, and a little consistency. Small actions today can save you from big, expensive problems tomorrow. Your car takes care of you, so it's time to return the favor. Question of the day: what's the worst transmission mistake you've ever seen a driver make, or maybe even made yourself? Before you go, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs this advice. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and stay tuned. We've got more tips coming that'll save your ride and your wallet. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.